Hey friends, welcome back to another poetry Pthursday, because you can't have poetry without alliteration. Today we are going to read Go and Catch a Falling Star by Donne, which is also sometimes called Song. Go and catch a falling star. Get with child a mandrake root. Tell me where all past years are, or who cleft the devil's foot. Teach me to hear mermaids singing, or keep off envy's stinging, and find what wind serves to advance an honest mind. If thou beest born to strange sights, things invisible to see, ride 10,000 days and nights, till age snow-white hairs on thee, thou, when thou returnest, wilt tell me all strange wonders that befell thee, and swear nowhere lives a woman true and fair. If thou findest one, let me know. Such a pilgrimage were sweet, yet do not, I would not go, though at the next door we might meet, though she were true when you met her, and at last, till you write your letter, yet she will be false ere I come to 2 or 3. The end. So, Go and Catch a Falling Star, or Song, was written in 1633 by Donne, who was very famously a minister. This is one of the very few works of his that doesn't have some kind of religious theme to it. Apparently he was kind of a, scoundrel and a whatever in his younger days, but then he became a minister, and almost all of his writings that we know of today, Death Be Not Proud is a quotation by him, No Man is an Island entire of himself, and if this isn't one of the most misogynist pieces of literature we are going to read on this channel, actually it probably won't be, knowing what classicists think of women. Good thoughts, good thoughts. Glad you came. I really wanted to read this one because it seems like a lot of people are somewhat familiar with the first stanza, where it just kind of lists these kind of very fanciful but also heavy with imagery kind of things, like catch a falling star, sing with a mermaid, let's go hang out with a unicorn while we're at it. That sounds fantastic. It's just very kind of whimsical and light and almost childish and just kind of, And then he's like, but women are, unless they're ugly. So I just always found that complete, a record scratch, excuse me, what did you just say? I always found that incredibly interesting in terms of choices, especially given the just kind of whimsical nature. It seems like he wrote it that way to make it seem as though he's telling a joke. The whole get with child a man, by the way, you're doing what with a mandrake root and you're calling who a what now? Excuse me? But were I to guess at his motivation, it would seem like he uses the lightness of the first stanza and a half or so to kind of set the stage and kind of present the rest of this as a a joke. All of these things that he presents at the beginning, the song of a mermaid, mermaids sing. They, sing sailors to their death even though they're fictional. That's kind of that's the thing that mermaids do. Stars fall from the sky, and I'm sure that you could go and catch one. And there's a whole thing, if you're not completely familiar with the whole mandrake root thing, mandrake roots actually look like people. Kind of. That's where this whole thing came from. They're used a lot in witchcraft and superstition, and they kind of look like people, so there was kind of a whole... It's just funny that out of all of the things that would be a departure from his very introspective, religious-serving literature, this would be it. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of read this because I always felt like this was a very misunderstood poem, because I've seen the first stanza and a half or so quoted a lot in like that like live, laugh, love kind of font. And I don't think people realize where he was going with that. So I hope you learned something today. I certainly learned something about myself, apparently. But to make sure that I see you next time, make sure that you like and subscribe. I upload on Mondays and Thursdays, because every Thursday is Poetry Pthursday. So I will see you guys on Monday. Good night.